Now this really does date me, but I entered the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill in 1963. And at that time, you didn't have females coming to be juniors or seniors unless they had enrolled in the nursing program at Chapel Hill. So there weren't that many females at Chapel Hill. So what did we do? We would come to Raleigh. Because what do we have at Raleigh? Peace College, St. Mary's. And we'd come here to flirt with the girls, get dates. And at that time, I'd have to say, in 1959, 60, in there, this was a very small town. It was I'd call it a town surrounded by pastures with cattle in it. You come up 54 and they call that the Death Highway because it was a two-lane road and it was so dangerous, especially if somebody drove with too much alcohol in them. We'd get over here and we'd cruise the campuses and try to invite girls to go on a walk with us or go to one of the all-night eateries, which I wouldn't say would be high cuisine of any nature. It would be sort of like a ham and egger all night long. And 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you were ordering your eggs and hash browns. And I remember one night up here on Wake Forest Road, back in my college days, there was an all-night cafe, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I decided that I should cook. I wanted to impress this date I had. So I asked one of the guys back behind the counter that I saw quite often, I said, how about letting me be the cook tonight? Let me cook for you. So at 2:30 in the morning, I doffed this chef hat, big old white thing on my head, and I'm back there slopping up ham and eggs and hash browns, and I was pretty good at that because I worked over at Chapel Hill during the day at something called the Dairy Bar, and I could cook up some good food. I'm still pretty good short order cook. And I don't think the girl was that impressive because to see me back there dressed in a chef's hat with a bow tie on, looking real preppy, was not impressive to the young lady. I remember she was from Asheboro, North Carolina. I don't think I ever had a date with her again, but Raleigh back in those days was, well, it was just something else. It was small. It was the stores were downtown. Nothing had moved out to Cameron Village. And I know when I first became Attorney General, that was not too long after Chapel Hill, 1974. You had along the street here Womble's Clothing. You had everything here. Belk's was going crazy. The Supreme Court ate in the Belk cafeteria. They would leave the courthouse, leave the Supreme Court building where my office was. They would waddle down the street like a bunch of ducks, with the Chief Justice leading the way. They would go to the Belk cafeteria, which served the most fantastic dessert in the world. They would all have their own section in the Belk cafeteria. They'd waddle back up the street, and that was camaraderie. They don't do that now. I've asked, and I think they lost a lot of the continuity and the camaraderie. You could get anything downtown. The hardware store that's now the home of Preservation, North Carolina, was full blast. I remember one time when I first moved out to a home on Lake Wheeler Road, we had a missing window part. And somebody suggested to me that I might go to Briggs Hardware on Fayetteville Street and find that missing part, because they had probably supplied the hardware for the home when it was built in 1921. And lo and behold, I went into Briggs Hardware and I showed the man what I wanted. He said, well, it's right up here, little old man. And I got exactly what I needed. And those hinges and those crank windows are in my house today. And that was some 35 years ago that I found exactly what I wanted at Briggs Hardware. So everything was right downtown. You didn't, out where Cameron Village is today, it was basically woods. If you went up Lake Wheeler, if you went up Six Forks Road, you'd go about a mile, and it was pasture land. Cattle were grazing in the fields. If you were going out 70 toward Durham, it was a very country-like road. My, how things have changed, and I think all for the better. this is a fantastic city. And it's funny, back in the late 60s and 70s, all these towns like Raleigh put these blasted malls in where pedestrians would allegedly go and you'd have fun on the mall. And they kill downtowns. And it's also amazing, once they took those things out, like they did here in Raleigh. I remember the day they took it out. I have some brick at my home. Then it wasn't long, under Mayor Meeker's leadership, that town just woke up again, went on the future course of being a great city. And look at it today, the place is humming at nighttime. Not a vacant store around town now. And so all over America, the malls have all come out. And I used to sit in my window at my current law office where I am right now, still had the mall in, and I would say that is the DMZ zone out there. That was the mall. Not a soul was on it, not even the bums. They wouldn't go there. You could walk out of the Capitol and shoot a 12-gauge shotgun down through there after 5 o'clock, after the state employees had trampled one another getting out at 5 to 5. And you wouldn't hit anything, but nobody was on it. Because people don't want to go where they can't get and they can't see. And it's just marvelous today how something different can propel a town into being greatness. And you don't have to go to New York. Raleigh's got it all. I look every weekend at like the Downtowner, and you can see all of the fabulous things we're doing. And our friend Crash, he keeps everybody alert about what's happening here and there. He makes it fun. And I don't think, I like this a lot better than Vegas, New York, San Francisco. It's all right here in Raleigh. So you don't need to go anywhere. Stay right here in Raleigh.